panel this morning I felt was really enlightening. It was great to hear that I shared perspectives or similar perspectives as my peers on the stage, which is encouraging to know that we're going down the right path and that there's a consistency and maybe a single thread going through, even though you do polymers or you might be in metals or laser powder bed fusion, whatever have you, in the additive manufacturing business. Everybody's trying to achieve similar goals for customers and have the customer at the center. So that was very encouraging. The show this week has been incredibly busy, which is great to see and hear. The buzz is really lively, lots of lively conversations, big challenges people are trying to overcome, and opportunities, I believe, in this industry are really rising. I think big things ahead and really thinking about their planning in the future. So I haven't had a chance to really visit many booths because the traffic's been so immense for us. I think the importance for all of us coming together is there's very large billion-dollar challenges in this industry that need to be solved. And it could be from a variety of different industries within or applications within those industries or material applications within those industries. And so, but us all coming together and understanding what does each other do and maybe creating space for one another so everybody has a slice of the pie, I think is really key. And so having conversations with other companies as they're coming by the booth or whether over a cocktail, understanding where their product market fit is allows us to maybe recommend them in the future and help just spur the whole industry together. This week, Velo 3D is really focusing on igniting our defense focus. About 10 months ago, we decided to focus on what industries and applications are best fit, product market fit, ideal customer fit for our business. And so this is really a chance for us to start to talk about it more, share how we're approaching it, and solidify our new approach, which is taking our customers through a iteration of development into qualification as we're helping them move into production. So sharing that message is incredibly important, and it's a whole new launch, and it also lets us stress test how this fit is resonating with our clients before we move forward with any other materials or announcements. Additive manufacturing really needs to step up right now to help fulfill our defense needs because there's a massive depletion in munitions, supplies, parts that help serve our war fighters and not just our own branches of military, but also our allies. It was really resonated and became to light when the war in Ukraine broke out, how little we have in reserves. And as we look to countries like China and Russia who are leaning in and this geopolitical climate is rising, China is building 270 ships for R1. That's just one example. And they are coming out with more additive, and they see that you're reskilling their workforce and leaning into additive is the way, and we're slightly behind. The fastest way that we can get there, because casting houses, skilled workers are on the decline in the US from our traditional industrial-based solutions or traditional supply chain ways that we produce parts, this is a way to replenish that or just re-innovate, if you will, and reskill that network and revitalize our country and also solve for a really large problem. If you talk to anybody in defense or in primes or just in the defense community, they're all hyper aware of this challenge and they're trying to figure it out really quickly. The challenge is going from a TRL into an MRL, which going into production seems to be the biggest challenge, and because you have to go through so many steps. And where Velo comes in and why we're at this event is we're sharing how we're helping other companies iterate and move quickly in the same way that we did with very large space companies that have already moved into production and going into launches. So this is a proven model which easily can scale horizontally into defense, and we believe that we can play a big part. But we can't do it alone because we don't print everything. And so there's plenty of room for everybody. And if you find your niche in it, at some point, if tensions do rise, our government's going to be looking for additive to help fulfill this need. I think one real core area or application that Velo can play a huge part is in hypersonics, reaction engines. are something that we've done very well, or it has been a proven use case with aerospace, and our Defense Department is talking to those space companies, and then they're realizing that Velo is the enabler to make that happen. So we're triangulating in those conversations, and so we believe that the hypersonics and refilling the missiles is definitely a core application for us to help enable those. Where I believe the overall additive industry is right now, I think they're at a critical inflection point. I think there's an opportunity because there's this demand and need, and there's revenue that's putting behind it that's coming down from our government, and our government has created programs as America Makes, AM Forward, that are being supported by the Biden administration. That is an inflection point and a signal to get on board and be a part of that. And so with that infusion of that revenue into the market is definitely something that has been lacking in the past, and that focus and helping us prioritize our go-to-market strategies, our applications to replicate that, I think is really core. And I believe in the next probably 6 years, by 2030, if not sooner, there will be a huge shift in where additive stands today. What we're hearing from our customers today is the need for education. So they understand that where Velo fits in their solutions and how we can help them solve their challenges or how we can bring value to them. But what we're hearing from them is help us understand deeper and help us be more independent, because they want to go faster and they want to have a deeper understanding of the technology so that they can plan and iterate and build out their maturation curve and figure out long term as they shift or maybe change their production cycles, where does Velo fit in, and so that they can do their financial planning along with their production planning. So Velo is helping our customers improve the education gap through a multitude of ways for training. The first is with operator training. We've expanded our operator training to include an advanced and expert model. This can take them through tasks of changing out their powder, maybe changing sieves, things that they might have relied on a service engineer to do, all the way to performing their own scheduled maintenance or doing deeper type of repairs on their machines or updates if needed. They want to be fully independent and they want to understand how it works. And then on the flip side of that, we're also offering training for our applications. So deeper knowledge and understanding of our end-to-end solutions, starting with our Flow and Assure software, so that they can take their CAD files and prepare them and create their own digital inventory without our assistance, or help them along the way or hold their hand when challenges do arise. So we very much have moved into a customer-centric, customer-led, value-led motion, moved away from an engineering-led. We are asking our customers discovery questions about their needs, what are their pain points, what is working, what is not working, and what does their future demand look like, and what are their needs as we start to look at size of machines or powders to develop, material development that needs to be done, things of that nature, so that we can make smart decisions that align with our customers' growing needs. What we need to do to get more mainstream adoption is really get into production and share how we've helped get into production, or maybe just not Velo, but just as an industry as a whole. How do you get into that repeatability and make sure that part to part is the same time and time again? So for us, that's easy because we have that end-to-end solution, but a lot of companies are relying on a separate software solution. So standardizing software across the board to work with the hardware to ensure that the consistency of parts and the repeatability is key. I would say that one thing that I would like to highlight and reinforce is that Velo 3D is the only U.S. domestic, U.S. based, U.S. manufactured laser powder bed fusion out there. We're the only ones, and our full solution was built in California, so we're pretty proud of that. And as we look at defense and we look at the industrial base or the defense industrial base, what is really key and important to them is the protection of IP. And so working with a domestic company and with the protocols that we take to ensure STIG compliance, it really gives them confidence that they can replace traditional manufacturing methods with additive.